tells me this is not gonna want to stay like this and that my microphone's gonna get all wobbly. Hey friends, how's it going? And welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'm doing a little update with you guys. Especially too, I feel like it's a good time to do a little update based on the last video being like such an intense story time. And not only that, I've been gisting quite a bit. I really need to go get some groceries though. I'm running pretty low. So I've actually already vlogged a little bit. I did a tiny ASMR style gist, which I'll cut to here. As you can see from behind me, I mean, I think I said that like weeks ago and that pile in the box was there, but there's like a whole new pile now. Those are all clean clothes. Today I'm gonna do some good old gisting, only I'm gonna change it up a little bit and do this ASMR style. So as I go about my gist day, I'm gonna keep the microphone on and allow you to get all up in those cozy ASMR vibes. No! Yeah. So that was my mini ASMR style. I was just like practicing out with my new microphone as I just mentioned. If you guys liked that, let me know. It was like a little, I guess, kind of like tester or practice for me to see if, you know, I could do like a full video like that, like a full gist ASMR. And then on Saturday, I did a bunch of yard work. My boyfriend actually came over to help me, thank God, because I was in for way more than I anticipated. My boyfriend just called. He's gonna bring a bush hacker. That's the newest update. So yeah, after that, we actually hung out on the patio and watched this new show called Manifest. Someone from the Co's members actually told me that they were watching it and it stuck in my head. So when we saw it on Netflix, we were like, okay, like, let's give it a try. We watched the first episode. About like 3/4 of the way in, we were like unsure, almost turned it off. And then by the end of the first episode, we were hooked and we needed to keep going. So it was actually so nice Saturday that we just sat out on the patio the whole time and like laid in the chairs and just watched. Like it kind of felt like a mini, not like a drive-in because it was on my laptop, but it was just so cozy and nice. And like, again, just one of those moments that I was like, just like, that's what I moved here for, you know, just to be able to sit outside or lay outside and take a nap outside and watch Netflix outside on my deck. I'm gonna answer a few of your guys' questions while we go for this drive. I'm gonna try and film at the same time, but if the audio gets weird or wacky, then you'll know why I didn't end up including any driving clips. So Lauren Dion says, I'd love to just catch up on life like old friends. How has life been after Bali? How was your last year in Toronto in such strange circumstances? How was the in-between period of Airbnb hopping? How is Larissa doing? Have you been loving the membership program and all this year's content? So happy to have you back and feeling connected again, or reconnected again. So I feel like I answered a bit of that in the storytime video, but how was life after Bali? I felt like Bali changed my life. Like, I'm pretty sure I did a coffee talk that straight up said Bali changed my life and like how, and explained just the epiphanies I was having there. How was the last year in Toronto? I will say that my last year in Toronto was good in the sense of how good it could have been given the circumstances as mentioned. Okay, let's try that again. Just grab my tripod because that was just not gonna work. So my last year in Toronto was interesting. I obviously, just given the circumstances, like wasn't able to really bask in Toronto to the full extent. But I think honestly, by the time I had left Toronto, I think it was a good time for me to leave. Also, I know I'm really close to you, but this is all I can do right now with my tripod, so bear with me. It's just time for me to go, you know, and I have not been back. I'm hoping I can get there this summer because I need to pick up my plants from Maria, and Larissa's back there now, which how is Larissa doing? Larissa is doing well. She's got a new job now. It's a really amazing company called Sweet Pot Labs. Highly recommend checking them out, all you ladies out there. The Airbnb hopping was not what I thought it was gonna be. I loved the Airbnbs I stayed in, and again, I think this is boiled down to the point of life that I was at. Like, at that point, I really just needed to get somewhere and get rooted, especially as Canada was heading back into a lockdown and such. During that time, it just felt really turbulent and I felt very unrooted. Like, in all honesty, it was awesome. Like, I loved being able to test out different places and different areas, but I just felt super unrooted. But even just for Bentley, like, I think just jumping around so much made him a little uncertain and anxious. I definitely feel much better now that I'm rooted somewhere. What my favorite part is about living rural so far, I think, if I remember the question correctly, because don't check your phone and drive. Kind of like I just mentioned, I mean, it's the biggest thing that I'm noticing is just in an overall sense, my environment directly affects my overall state of being. I think one of my favorite parts that pops into my head is just the environment that I'm in is so peaceful. It's giving me such a safe space to just like reconnect to nature, reconnect to myself. It's taking me more time to adjust to that, coming especially out of a place like Toronto. It can be hard for me to turn it off sometimes, but this place is really giving me, it's really inspiring me to get better at doing that and to do that. I thought there was a spider on my roof. There's not. Even just the sounds of birds, crickets, frogs, all of those things, which are super simple, but they're so, I didn't realize how much I was missing those things in my life and how much they ground me. I feel like I'm just where I'm meant to be. I believe it was Passionately Taylor Marie, because she's also a member and I love your username. And it was something along the lines of like, what has been the hardest adjustment moving from Toronto to the countryside? And I think it's just like the overall, like, there's a lot of responsibilities that come with my house. And then the other adjustment would be kind of like I was just saying earlier, with just getting my brain on board with where my body and my environment is at, because my mind is still a little bit stuck in that perpetual loop of like accomplish, and like, okay, if I have like a lull period or an open space of time, it's like I need to fill it. And I'm really trying to work on that with myself. The more I sit with that, the more I'm like, why does this stillness, why does the quietness, what about it makes me uncomfortable? Where is that coming from? And like that has been super interesting for me to explore and adjust to, and getting my mind on board with that, just being like, hey, what if I don't do anything for this hour? What if I just like literally sit, no music, no TV, no nothing, and just like go sit outside, or just like sit on the porch and just listen to the birds or the bees and all of that. The birds and the bees. Be present, you know? So that's been an interesting adjustment for my brain. Also, I'm just realizing now with one of the earlier questions, I was also asked about the membership thing and how the rollout is going, and it's going well, but again, to like getting the learning curve of embarking on creating a new team around me so I can stay on top of all of these things, and this all feeds into one another, getting everything in order so that it's not just me working on it, because it is a lot for one person, has also been a learning curve. And I think that's also why it's been hard for my brain to decompress the way my body has, because my brain is like, okay, we have this many deadlines this week, like how can we get all of them done and do them all right? So I know I'm jumping all over the place with these answers, but overall in terms of the membership, it's been really, really cool and really fun, like doing events. I have an event coming up this week. It's like a member game day, and just like getting to know everybody and chatting with everybody in the yoga studio membership after every class has been fun. Now I'm at the grocery store, so I'm gonna run inside. So I just got home, put all my groceries away. I didn't really get a whole lot because my farm share starts this week. So I'm officially going to the farm this week to get all my produce. I'm so excited. I talked about this a couple vlogs ago, but I actually bought into a CSA, which is basically just like you pay at the beginning of the season. So I think because I bought it in April, so don't quote me on this, but I want to say that it was about like $500, which sounds like a lot, I know, but I mean, the grocery store that I go to, every time I go, it's like over $100 in groceries for just one person, especially because I buy a lot of produce. Just since moving, it became one of my goals was to buy into a farm share because, well, there's so many good reasons for doing it, but it actually begins this week. Well, it begun last week, but I missed the first week, so I get to go, and the girl said I can double up on my pickup, so I'm gonna give my sister the other half of my produce. But you basically just go to the farm once a week, and it's already paid for because you paid at the beginning of the year, and you get to just like pick up all your fruits and veggies, and like you pick it right there. I'm planning on vlogging my first farm trip for all the produce, and I'll keep you guys posted on how that goes. But yeah, so my groceries are super cheap today. I really only picked up like tempeh and veggie burgers and just kind of like summer staples. I got chips because I have an event this week. I got lady stuff. Side note, you can skip over this. You don't want to talk about cycles or anything, but I'm planning on moving over to a cup, you know, a little more eco-friendly. But in the meantime, what I've been using are these OB Pro Comfort. If you guys have ever heard of these before, I don't know why I feel so weird showing this on camera, but I just feel like, again, lady to lady, maybe you'll want to hear this. But I like these because there's no applicators, so it's way less plastic. There is like a little bit of film on them, so you take the film off, but there's no applicators. And, you know, again, kind of TMI, but that's the time that I'm about to enter. So picked up that, and yeah, for whatever reason, I can't think of any. Oh, I picked up like taco shells, just basically stuff I can whip together, like burgers, tacos, all of that. That's pretty much it. As I mentioned, I'm still gonna be going through that vlog over the next few vlogs and answering more of your guys' questions from it. If you haven't seen the vlog and you'd like to get your question potentially, why can't I say that right now? Potentially answered, check out that vlog. I'll link it down below or put it up on the screen. Sending you so much love and light as you carry on about the rest of your day or night. And I will talk to all of you guys in my next vlog. Bye, guys.